Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to ranking all the books so far that I've read this year. We are going to be ranking them from worst to best using PubMeeple. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys though, I almost didn't want to make this video because while I was trying to plug in the books, I couldn't figure out how to add the pictures of the books, but I decided I can just do it in editing. So you guys are lucky because I almost didn't make this video. But I think we have 119 mashups because I read 40 books. So we're just going to go through it. I'm going to quit yapping and we're going to get into these books. Is it working? Is it on? Is it recording? Let's just get into it. Okay, so are we recording? I'm a little anxious about this. Okay, so the first two books we have are The Scarlet Thread by Francine Rivers and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. So these are very different books. The Scarlet Thread is a Christian fiction book, and then The Crooked Kingdom is a fantasy book. And honestly, I'm usually a fan of Francine Rivers, but I was not a fan of The Scarlet Thread. So I think I'm gonna go with Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Six of Crows duology. Okay, so we have What You Wish For by Catherine Senner and Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. These are both books that I was disappointed by, unfortunately. What You Wish For was disappointment because I love Catherine Senner and I thought I was gonna love this book, but I didn't. And then Once Upon a Broken Heart, everyone loves this book, like everyone. So I thought I was gonna love this too, but I didn't. But honestly, I think I liked Once Upon a Broken Heart better than What You Wish For. Firestorm by Nancy Mayle and Just Friends by Haley Pham. Also completely different books. Firestorm is a Christian mystery book and Just Friends is like a YA romance book. I'm gonna go with Just Friends by Haley Pham. The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, cozy fantasy book. And then An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir, which is the start of the Ember in the Ashes quartet, I think is what it's called. I actually don't know if it's called something else, but I actually really liked An Ember in the Ashes and I really did not enjoy The Wishing Game. It was fine. It was just very boring. It was just a letdown. Like I was expecting more than I got from it. It was just very mediocre. I think that's the word I was looking for. I'm gonna go with An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. Okay, The Will of the Many by James Islington and then Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. Definitely The Will of the Many. That book was top tier from this year. Goes the River by Shelley Reed and The Names by Florence Knopp. Wow. Okay, so these are actually both like contemporary fiction, historical fiction books, literary fiction books, those types of genre. I really enjoyed Goes the River coming from a mom, but honestly the names too kind of hit me a little bit from a nom as a mom. But honestly, The Names was a little bit more disappointing because I felt like the end wasn't as gratifying as Go As a River. So we're gonna go with Go As a River. The Other Side of Now by Paige Harbison and Violet This Way Is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Crumb Foltz. We're gonna go with The Other Side of Now. This is actually a surprising love. Go crazy, get loud, get funky. I loved The Other Side of Now. It was really good. And Violet This Way Is Not a Villain Anymore was cute, but it wasn't like groundbreaking fantasy. It was very mid as well. So we're gonna go with Other Side of Now. Okay, so we have All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes and The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese. So we got a YA mystery and a Christian romance book. I really enjoyed All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes and The Words We Lost was actually surprisingly good for a Christian romance. Sometimes recently, unless it's Francine Rivers, I really usually don't like much Christian romance. So I was surprised by The Words We Lost. I thought it was actually really good. So this is a hard one. This is like a toss up. I'm gonna get The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese. My vote. Oh, okay. Recursion by Blake Crouch and Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Okay. I loved the premise of Recursion, sci-fi, but Beartown by Frederick Bachman, he's just like adding chaos to this video. I think I'm gonna go with Beartown. You spilled water all over me. Okay, ooh, we got Crooked Kingdom back. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo and It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Oh my gosh, this is really hard because I really loved It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I'm so bad at making choices. I think this is probably one of the worst videos I could make for myself. I think I'm gonna go with It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan or Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon. I love you. You smell really good. Okay, sorry. Back to business. Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan or The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, Volume 3. Honestly, all of the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon kind of just like blend together in my mind. So it's gonna be hard to like differentiate how I feel about them. I think I'm gonna go with Nora Goes Off Script because I loved Nora Goes Off Script. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber or Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I actually did not like Love Theoretically. Cannot speak. I did not like Love Threat. Theoretically. So I'm gonna go with Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Oh, What You Wish For by Catherine Center. Love Theoretically. What You Wish For. The Heir Apparent by Rebecca Armitage, or The Strength of the Few by James Islington. I love The Heir Apparent, but The Strength of the Few was it. Top tier. Just Friends by Haley Pham. Unselected Journals of Emma and Lion. Sorry, Haley. I love you so much, but Unselected Journals of Emma and Lion might be a little bit better. Especially Volume 4. I do remember Volume 4 because obviously it's the last one I read. The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, or Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis. The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. By far. I read the Prince Caspian just because I'm trying to read the Chronicles of Narnia series, but man, oh man, The Hero of Ages is amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. The Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson is just like top-notch author. I feel like nobody really can beat him, maybe other than The Way of the Kings. Wait, that's this book right here. I meant James Islington. 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown, or The Four Engagement Rings of Sybil Rain by Hannah Brown. Funny, because I actually have a video where I read all these books in the same video, so that's kind of funny that they pair them together. I'm gonna go with 19 Steps. The Will of the Many, or Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Definitely The Will of the Many, even though I did really enjoy Anxious People. It was really fun. Broken Country, or Anxious People. I'm going to say Anxious People. I like that one a little bit better. Meet Your Christianity by C.S. Lewis, and The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness by Timothy Keller. Funny enough that they pair these because these are both nonfiction Christian books. I'm going to go with Meet Your Christianity. Just because The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness is literally this big. So, Go as a River by Shelley Reed. The Bright Years by Sarah DeMoff. Oh, snap. This is really hard. These are both good fictional books about like family. I want to go with The Bright Years, but Go as a River made me like bawl my eyes out. Like literally bawl my eyes out. I'm going to go with Bright Years. Just because the whole story was a little bit more better than... Is that true? Oh gosh, okay. I'm gonna go with Right Years. I don't know. Fallen City by Adrienne Young on Select Journals of Emma and Lion. Fallen City was a huge disappointment this year because I love Adrienne Young. Like, I love her so much, so that was sad. The Other Side of Now by Paige Harbison, or The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I love these books both. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. It was so much more detailed and rich and in-depth than The Other Side of Now. I think I just really connected with the character in The Other Side of Now, but The God of the Woods was just like a really good story from beginning to end, and just like the complexities, the way that things come together, the way that we learn a lot about just like society and everything, and like the mystery of it all. Oh, it's just so good. The atmosphere, amazing. God of the Woods. Gentle and Lowly by Dane Ortlund, or The Unselected Journals of Emma and Lion Volume 2. Gentle and Lowly is a Christian nonfiction, so these are kind of hard to compete against each other, but I think I'm going to go with Gentle and Lowly. The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese. Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Sorry, Nicole Deese. Warbreaker wins. It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I'm going to be hated for this, but It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Just, it hit me. It hit me in the right spots. Crooked Kingdom or Beartown? Crooked Kingdom. The Scarlet Thread, Beartown, 100%. Recursion, The Scarlet Thread. I think Recursion. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. Well, Nora Goes Off Script, 100%. I don't know why I had to think about that for so long. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lion, Volume 3. Definitely that one. Unselected Journals of Emma Lion, The Strength of the Few. Definitely The Strength of the Few. Ooh, The Heir Apparent, or The Unselected Journals of Emma Lion. I would say The Heir Apparent. It was really good. Definitely have to read. It's a new release this year. Definitely read it if you haven't. The Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson. The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This one's hard. One is the beginning of a really long series, and then one's the end of a trilogy. I loved how we follow so many different characters in The Way of the Kings. It was really setting up world and a plot that I know was just gonna be so good. But The Hero of the Ages was like the ending of a really good trilogy, so I think I'm gonna have to go with The Hero of the Ages just because it was just such a good ending. You know what I'm saying? And The Way of the Kings was just the beginning. Prince Caspian, oh, definitely The Way of Kings. Sorry, Prince Caspian. Ember in the Ashes or Prince Caspian? Ember in the Ashes. The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, Prince Caspian. Oh, this is a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with The Wishing Game. The Will of the Many or 19 Steps. Definitely The Will of the Many. Anxious People or 19 Steps. Anxious People. Broken Country or 19 Steps. Broken Country. The Bright Years or Mere Christianity? Oh, this is so hard. I would definitely say Mere Christianity because it's just like a staple, you know? It's like a staple as a Christian. You should definitely read it, and it's so good. Like, so many good points, so definitely Mere Christianity. The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness by Timothy Keller or The Bright Years. I think The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness, it has a really solid point about just like forgetting yourself, being humble, like what true Christian humility is. But The Bright Years is just such a complex story, and The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness, like I said, is like so tiny. So I'm gonna go with The Bright Years. Goes River, The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness. Goes River. The Names by Florence Knopp, The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness. I'm actually going to go with The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness because I wasn't a huge fan of The Names. Hot take, but it's true. The God of the Woods or The Unselected. Definitely The God of the Woods. The Other Side of Now by Paige Harbison, The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, Volume 1. I'm going to go with The Other Side of Now because Volume 1 is just like the beginning, getting to know Emma. So definitely The Other Side of Now. Violent This Away is not a villain anymore. Unselected Journals. I think actually. Fallen City. No, Violent This Way. Definitely. Warbreaker or Gentle and Lowly. This is hard. Okay. Gentle and Lowly is such a good book, but Warbreaker was so good. I'm gonna go with Warbreaker. The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese or Gentle and Lowly. I'm gonna go with Gentle and Lowly. Okay, I'm just gonna say the volume because I'm done singing the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon. Alright, Volume 2 or The Words We Lost. I'm gonna go with Volume 2. Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan or It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Okay, the Monaghan's paired together. I'm gonna go with Nora Goes Off Script. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nora Goes Off Script. I think it was just a little bit better. Just a little bit. I might take that back, but it was a little bit better. Volume 3 or It's a Love Story. It's a Love Story. Crooked Kingdom, Volume 3. Crooked Kingdom. Beartown, Volume 3. Ooh. Beartown? Recursion? Volume 3. I don't know. Whatever. Recursion. Scarlet Thread, Once Upon a Broken Heart. Once Upon a Broken Heart. Oh, I don't know. What you wish for with Scarlet Thread. Scarlet Thread. The Hero of Ages, The Strength of the Few. Ooh, this is a tough one. The Strength of the Few? No. The Hero of Ages. Gosh, this is so hard. I'm gonna go with Hero of Ages. Question mark? The Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson, The Strength of the Few. I feel like I enjoyed The Way of the Kings a little bit better. Maybe. Definitely The Strength of the Few over Ember and the Ashes. The Heir Apparent, Ember and the Ashes. I think The Heir Apparent, actually. Volume 4, Ember and the Ashes. I think Ember and the Ashes. The Wishing Game, Volume 4. Just Friends, The Wishing Game. Just Friends. Firestorm, The Wishing Game. Firestorm. Mere Christianity, The Will of the Many. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go with The Will of the Many. I'm so sorry, C.S. Lewis. Mere Christianity over Anxious People. The Bright Years or Anxious People? The Bright Years. Goes River, Anxious People. Goes River. The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness, Anxious People. Anxious People. Broken Country, Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness. Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness. The Names, Broken Country. I think I actually liked The Broken Country a little bit better. 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown or The Names? I think I like The Names a little bit better than that one. Warbreaker or The God of the Woods? Warbreaker. Gentle and Lowly or The God of the Woods. These nonfiction Christian books are really getting me because they so impacted like my spirit. But The God of the Woods was like a good book. So I think I'm gonna go with The Gentle and Lowly just because it impacted me a little bit more than The God of the Woods. But God of the Woods is amazing. Definitely God of the Woods over Volume 2. Other Side of Now over Volume 2. Oh, okay. Volume 1 over Volume 2. Volume 2. The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese or Volume 1? I would say The Words We Lost. All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Definitely over Volume 1. The Hero of Ages or Nora Goes Off Script. Hero of Ages. Way of Kings or Nora Goes Off Script. Way of Kings. The Strength of the Few or Nora Goes Off Script. The Strength of the Few. The Heir Apparent or Nora Goes Off Script. Oh, I think maybe Nora Goes Off Script, actually. I think I like that a little bit better. The Heir Apparent or It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I would say The Heir Apparent. Ember in the Ashes or It's a Love Story. It's a Love Story. Crooked Kingdom, Ember in the Ashes. Crooked Kingdom. Beartown, Ember in the Ashes. I honestly think I might like Ember in the Ashes a little bit better. Volume 4, Beartown. I think I liked Volume 4 over Volume 3. Just Friends or Volume 3? Volume 3. Recursion or Just Friends? Recursion. Once Upon a Broken Heart or Stephanie Garber. Just Friends. Just Friends. Firestorm. Once Upon a Broken Heart. Once Upon a Broken Heart. The Scarlet Thread, Firestorm. Scarlet Thread. What You Wish For, Firestorm. Firestorm. The Wishing Game, What You Wish For. What You Wish For. Wish What You Wish For. I don't even know what I'm speaking. I'm just speaking. I might just like be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. The Wishing Game. Gosh. I don't even know which one I picked. The Will of the Many. Sorry, Warbreaker. Mayor Krishani or Warbreaker. I would say Mayor Krishani. Definitely Warbreaker over the Bright Years. Gentle Noli over Bright Years. The God of the Woods over the Bright Years. Yeah, definitely. The Other Side of Now or the Bright Years. The Other Side of Now. Definitely the Goes the River. Volume 2. Goes the River. Anxious People. Volume 2. Ooh. This is a toss-up. This is a toss-up. I think I'm gonna go with, I don't know. Gosh, these are hard sometimes. Maybe Volume 2? I don't know if that was the right choice. It's okay. Can't go back. Anxious People or The Words We Lost? Anxious People. The Freedom and Self-Forgetfulness, The Words We Lost. The Words We Lost. All In or The Freedom of Self. It's such a strong, long word. All In. Unselected Journals. Freedom and Self-Forgetfulness. Broken Country. Broken Country. The Names. Violet This Weight. 19 Steps. Oh, this is like a battle for like which one was worse. You know, I'm actually gonna have to give it to The Four Engagement Rings of Sybil Rain. I think it was written a little bit better than Fallen City, unfortunately. The Will of the Many or The Hero of the Ages. I love The Will of the Many. It was so good. Mayor Krishani or The Hero of Ages. Okay. Mayor Krishani. Warbreaker or The Hero of Ages? Hero of Ages. Way of Kings or Warbreaker? Way of Kings. The Strength of the Few or Warbreaker? Strength of the Few. Nor Goes Off Script or Warbreaker? Warbreaker. Gentle and Lowly over Nor Goes Off Script. Gentle and Lowly. The God of the Woods or Nor Goes Off Script? I'm a little baffled for this one. The God of the Woods or Nor Goes Off Script? I don't know. I'm a little concerned. My mind's shutting off. It's stopping to work. The God of the Woods. The Other Side of Now or Nor Goes Off Script? Nor Goes Off... No, The Other Side of Now. The Bright Years or Nor Goes Off Script? I think Nor Goes Off Script. Ooh. I don't know. These are so hard. These are getting so hard. Maybe this one? I don't really know. Bright Years, it's a love story. Bright Years. Goes the River, it's a love story. It's a love story. Crooked Kingdom, Goes the River. Crooked Kingdom. Ember in the Ashes, Goes the River. Goes the River. I'm like, my brain is like out of this. Ember in the Ashes. Beartown. Volume 4. Volume 3 or Volume 2? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Volume 3. Recursion or Volume 2? Recursion. Just Friends? No, Volume 2. Anxious People. The Words We Lost. Jennifer Lynn Barnes. All In. Just Friends? I think Volume 1 actually. I think Once Upon a Broken Heart. The Scarlet Thread, Broken Country. Oh, both questions of morals. They both made me feel like a type of way. I think The Scarlet Thread probably did a little bit better. So, Firestorm or Broken Country? Broken Country, unfortunately. The Names or Firestorm? The Names. Sorry, Firestorm. Firestorm. Violet This Way is not a villain anymore. 19 Steps or What You Wish For? What You Wish For. The Wishing Game or 19 Steps? 19 Steps. The Four Engagement Rings? No, The Wishing Game. Prince Caspian or The Four Engagement Rings? Prince Caspian. Love Theoretically or The Four Engagement Rings? Good question. Oh gosh. They're both pretty bad books in my opinion. I just didn't like them. I thought that they were both a little raunchy in different ways and shapes and forms. Which one's better? I would say maybe this one's better in writing. Okay, we finished. Let's go from my ranked all the way at the bottom, because that's what you're here for, to all the way at the top. So our bottom 10. So we have our worst book that we read is Fallen City by Adrienne Young. Checks out. The Four Engagement Rings of Sybil Rain by Hannah Brown. Makes sense. Love Theoretically by Allie Hazelwood. Okay. Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis. Okay, I'm so sad that's actually really down low, but I guess that's true. The Wishing Game makes sense. 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown. 34th is What You Wish For by Catherine Senner, which is so sad. I do not want that to be so low, but it is. 33rd place is Violet This Weight Is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Volts, 100%. 32 is Firestorm by Nancy Mel. 31 is The Names by Florence Knopf, which is so sad. 30 is The Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I definitely feel like there's a lot of hot takes down here, but that's just the truth. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. All right, let's look at 20 to 29th place. So we have 29th place is The Scarlet Thread. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber is 28th. 27th is the Volume 1 of the Emma M. Lyon. Then we have Just Friends. Then The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness. Then we have All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. The Words We Lost. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. And then Volume 2. And then we have Recursion in the 20th spot. All right, let's look at our 19 to 10. So 19 we have Volume 3. 18 we have Volume 4. 17 we have Beartown. 16 is Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. 15 is Goes River by Shelley Reed. 14 is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. 13 is A Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. 12 is The Bright Years by Sarah DeMoff. 11 is The Heir Apparent by Rebecca Armitage. And 10 is Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. And now the top, it's supposed to be top 10, but the top 9. So we have in number 9th place, we have The Other Side of Now by Paige Arberson. Then we have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Number 7, we have Gentle and Lily by Dane Ortlund. We have Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. We have on our top 5, we have in 5th place, The Strength of the Few by James Islington. Definitely checks out. Number 4, we have The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. And then we follow that up in 3rd place with The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. Definitely Brandon Sanderson is like a top author for sure. Number 2 place, Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, of course. And then number 1 is The Will of the Many by James Islington, which totally makes sense. It was like my favorite read so far this year. So checks out. So those are all the books I read so far this year, were ranked worst from best. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was definitely a long one and probably a little bit boring. So if you are still here, drop this emoji down below so I know you are a real one. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.